Today's episode is brought to you with the help of our sponsor.
Dog butter is healthy peanut butter for your dog with minimal ingredients and no additives. None of the harmful ingredients that can be found in human peanut butter. We have supplements inside some of our formulas, such as a joint formula, probiotics, pumpkin for digestion. Every purchase supports rescue dogs. We donate a portion of our sales every month to different dog rescues across the country. Dog butter by Paw Power Nutrition.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Pitbulls, Parolees, and a Producer, what can only be described as the quintessential Pitbulls and Parolees podcast. I'm your host, Billy Cooper, executive producer and showrunner for the entire time, 13 years. Yep. I'm joined, as always, by longtime reluctant participant and owner-operator of Villalobos Rescue Center, Tia Torres. Hey, Tia.
That would be me.
That would be you.
And Baxter.
Joining us again as well.
Make an appearance.
There he is.
Baxter. Say, not to be confused with Barney. He's his brother. He's his more serious brother.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then Biscuit.
Biscuit won't ever make an appearance because he's too scared of the world.
Oh.
He won't come out of the house.
T and I today are talking about Season 3, Episode 2. This is your spoiler warning. If you have not watched Episode 2, Season 3, please log on over at Discovery Plus. Check out the episode. Come on back. And if you have not watched the episode, what is wrong with you? Great show. Watch the show, right?
That was rather assertive.
I don't know. I mean, we have to hope that everybody that's on here has seen the show.
Yeah. Well, they wouldn't be probably listening if they hadn't.
Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe. And Tia, guess what? This is a milestone. You know, we've reached our milestone. We actually now have a sponsor. Mm-hmm. Our sponsor is a company called Paw Power Nutrition. They make dog butter, which is peanut butter for dogs. Mm-hmm. And we're joined today. Very special guest, Eric, owner, operator, founder of Paw Power Nutrition, is joining us via Zoom. Eric, you there?
Oh, he's down right now.
So we are joined by Eric. Founder, owner, operator of Paw Power Nutrition. Eric, I'm sorry, and I forgot your wife's name. I'm a horrible person and a really bad producer.
It's Christine.
Christine, that's right. Sorry.
And the dog's name. I'm sorry.
The dog. Well, I don't. The dog. I don't know. Yeah.
This one here is Lindley.
What is it?
Lindley. L-Y-N-L-Y.
Oh, okay. Baxter, say hi to Lindley. Say hi, Lindley.
Oh.
Another speckle face.
Yes. So, guys, Tia, Eric.
I know.
Nice
Hi.
Our
Hi,
sponsor.
I know.
This is a big deal.
And it's something we actually will use.
Yes.
And we are big fans of the show.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm watching it for years. It's amazing what you do.
Yeah, I've pretty much been watching it from the first episode from when your husband had unfortunately went back for the 3 strikes are out and all that. Your first location. I've been watching you since then.
My first husband. My fourth
Yeah.
Your fourth husband.
My fourth husband. My fourth husband.
We've gone over this. We now turned out. Yeah.
First location, fourth husband.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Fourth, yes. Here, guys. So we brought you on because we want everybody, our audience, our community on the Rabid Reality community. We want everybody to find out more about Paw Power Nutrition and the dog butter. So you guys tell us about it. Like, how did you start it? What's the deal? This is your Shark Tank moment. You know, Tia. You know, like, come on, let's do it.
Cool. So we're a small business, just me and Christine. No investors, no financing.
That's the best way.
Yeah, we're bootstrapping the whole thing. We bought the first round of peanut butter, and we turned it into the second round, and so far and so forth. So what we wanted to come out with a healthy peanut butter for dogs, and then we added a twist to it by adding supplements to it. And we kind of came up with the idea because we were giving our dogs medicine. We put in their food, and the dog would eat all the kibble and leave the pill, of course, right? So we started trying it. Cheese, sometimes it worked. Peanut butter worked every time, right? I'm into nutrition. I come from the nutrition side and the human supplement side, and I was looking at the ingredients, and the ingredients on regular human peanut butter is not great for dogs, right?
It's not great for humans.
Yeah, true. They put a lot of additives in there to make it taste better for the human palate, so that you don't have to stir it, so there's a long shelf life. So number one, we wanted to come out with like a super clean peanut butter, and then we add the supplements to it. And that's really how dog butter was born. It's minimal ingredients. We use non-GMO, unsalted peanuts sourced in the USA from Georgia. We take the quality very seriously. We test every batch of peanuts for aflatoxins. We make sure it's very clean. And then we have 3 other varieties that have added supplements to them, and that's the real value proposition. So we have one that has a fully dosed joint supplement. It's got glucosamine, chondroitin, MSM, and turmeric in real full doses in there. We have one with blueberries and probiotics. It's got 6 strains of probiotics. And this is our bestseller. It's our pumpkin bird.
See?
Everybody
I told you.
Guys, Tia loves pumpkin.
I love everything,
in.
Anything pumpkin.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
And it's really good. It's good for the dogs, right? It's good for the... it's by far our bestseller. We didn't know which one was going to be the bestseller.
Wow.
It's very fall and festive too.
It doesn't matter. I can eat pumpkin any time of the year. Anything pumpkin.
Yeah.
And we're a mission-driven company, and I'm going to let Christine talk about our mission.
So I have, I'm a professional dog trainer. Prior to me finishing school for that, I have been in shelters and rescues the last, 15 years. So it's near and dear to my heart. So when we launched this company together, I said what we need to do is give back to the community, and every month a percentage of our sales gets donated to a rescue.
That's great.
I'll leave my opinion out of shelters if you want it. But for rescues that are non-for-profit, I'll do the research, and we'll go there, or we'll do a Zoom, and we'll just hand them the cash and say, this is what Paw Power gave, and we just do it every month.
That's so great, guys. Yeah.
That when we give back.
We like to spread it around, so we do a different rescue each month.
Oh, that was a good pun.
Spread the love.
Spread it around.
Yeah, just spread it. Yeah.
Love it.
So,
And then, guys, just here, let's do the full-on plug. Okay, how does our audience buy the dog butter? What do they do?
Yep, they can go to pawpowernutrition.com, purchase it there. We've created a discount code just for you guys, and that'll give you 10% off your purchase.
See, what I'm going to do is, because we use peanut butter every single day, every day.
of course you do.
Yeah,
you stuff it in the Kongs
and on Frisbees. And actually, Lizzie, my daughter-in-law, she has, really helped a lot of shelters with dealing with stress in the shelter, which is, hanging the Frisbee on the kennel door. You smear it with peanut butter, and the dogs will sit there and lick the peanut butter off that Frisbee for hours. So we actually have video of 100 dogs
just licking Frisbees.
just licking their peanut butter off their Frisbees.
It's great.
So the thing is this, I'll be able to promote this on our social media, on our website. Our followers will buy the peanut butter just so they can donate it back to us. So it works for you, it works for us.
And I told Tia, by the way, I warned them when we set this all up.
Yeah.
I warned them. I said, "Are you guys ready? Because the flood's coming."
Yeah, I mean, this you can leave this in or out, but a good friend of ours, and she's an adopter of ours and a supporter. She makes the most amazing candles. Holy shitballs! These candles are just, oh my God! And she's out of Florida, and so last year I said, let me plug you on Facebook, because a portion of the proceeds will come back to the rescue. And within a couple of days, she goes, stop! She goes, I have $10,000 worth of candle orders. And she does it like you. She does them in her kitchen by herself.
Yeah.
So she was
our
there.
warehouse is in the basement, by the way.
Yeah.
We're down there.
Yeah. So I had to pull the post off because she was like, I'm up to $10,000 worth of orders.
That would be.
Yeah.
I wouldn't complain.
Yeah. But the difference is the candles that people were buying were for themselves. This would be, we need the peanut butter for our dogs.
And then, guys, just real quick, last question before we let you go and we continue on with the show. Good for humans to eat too?
Yeah, it is human grade. It's designed for dogs.
Yes,
but yeah,
if somebody gets a little and they lick their fingers, no problems. Whatever.
Of course.
I want to try the pumpkin.
Yeah.
We don't use salt in here, so to me it's a little bland because I like salt.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
we can add salt.
Right. Well, and the other most important ingredient that is missing is xylitol, which is known as bird sugar.
Mm-hmm.
So what tastes sweet to us and salty, it doesn't to them. And I actually eat this all the time because when I'm giving them their meds and when I shove their Kongs and put it in the freezer, the lick backs, the way you do with the Frisbee, we do that here. Like when I give them a bath, I'll slap it onto the lick mat, put it into the tub, and they're
Right.
licking it away, and I'm constantly like this. So it is human grade. It
Yes.
just is not. It's not,
Right.
to our taste.
Right.
But you can eat it.
Yeah. So guys, that website again, pawpowernutrition.com. The code is VRC10, the number 10, 1 and 0.
Yeah, I'll go on there. I'll go on there tonight, and like I said, I'll start posting stuff too.
Yeah. Eric, is the code active now?
Yes, code
It
is
is.
live.
Okay, code's live now. Okay, great. So there we go. Cool. Well, guys, thank you for joining us, and we will see you soon.
Okay.
Thank
Great
you,
to
guys.
meet you. Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
All right.
Thank you for your
Thank
sponsorship.
you so much, so much.
All right. Look at that.
Yep.
We have a sponsor.
Yep.
They're fun.
And it's a good sponsor. I mean, it's a sponsor that we can actually really use.
And
You know?
did you figure out where they're from?
Somewhere, it sounds like they're somewhere back east.
Jersey.
Oh.
They Jersey people.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to the episode, why we are here. Okay, so the title of this episode is called Prison Break.
So which husband is this about, or which potential
so,
boyfriend?
All right, so the episode originally aired November 19th, 2011.
Come here, Baxter. He's getting agitated. He's getting restless.
Okay, so Tia, long episode, long description, short description.
Short, please.
2 parolees are sent to Texas to rescue a pair of pit bulls that were injured in an encounter with a porcupine.
Oh, the porcupine dogs.
Porcupine dog.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's run through the standout storylines of this episode. Obviously, we talked about the porcupine pits in Texas. This was also, remember, Jake and Mondo also rescued a dog from the Baton Rouge shelter, Noelle. And then this was the Naja adoption. Do you remember Naja? That adopter famously loved that dog so much. And then this also featured Jake's invention, the Sugarito. Do you remember the Sugarito? Do you remember that clip?
Yeah. It's a jail thing.
My signature dish would be the Sugarito, which is when you take a fruit roll-up and a pack of Gushers, put the Gushers inside the fruit roll-up, roll it up like a burrito, and enjoy your own little slice of heaven. All right, go ahead and give that a try. I'm gonna try it. Oh yeah, that works.
I mean, this was the first time. This was a big deal. I mean, we sent Jake and Mondo across the country on a road trip, rescuing what turned out to be 4 dogs because they wound up rescuing a dog coincidentally named Cooper. And
Yeah.
named Cooper.
Yeah.
And it was an annoying dog. And I think I remember having a conversation with you and you said, well, we can name it. We'll leave the name Cooper because you're annoying. That was kind
It was befitting.
It was the only time a dog sort of, we've had other dogs named after producers, but in this case, it was sort of fitting. But anyway. So, Tia, what do you remember specifically? Any sort of standout moments, any sort of behind the scenes things you remember from this particular episode?
No, I just remember getting the porcupine dogs pictures. I remember seeing those pictures, and they were just, at the time, the most horrific thing I've ever seen.
I can't even imagine what that feels like. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah, it was so. I remember just so
my God.
jarring,
And they were sleeping on a mattress on the
Yeah.
side of a road. And I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. It was pretty horrible. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. And they were rescued by an exotic animal facility.
The wildlife, the wildlife
Yeah.
center, wildlife rescue center. I mean, there are some behind the scenes stories. I mean, obviously, I had the privilege of actually going on this. This was one of the very few road trips that I actually went on.
Huh, I didn't know that. I didn't remember that.
But here's the thing: I didn't drive across the country. I actually flew to. I think I flew to New Orleans actually. Of
course you did.
And Jake and Mondo picked me up.
There you go.
And,
Baxter, is he peeing? Yeah. Oh, come on.
oh,
I knew he had to pee. I knew it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're temporarily experiencing difficulties. Please stand by.
I'll clean it. Okay. Oh, Baxter. Come here. He had to, I knew it's my fault because he kept going to the door. Come here, bud.
I have a roll of paper towels in mine.
I'll clean it up. Come here, back. Yeah, there's actually wee-wee pads in those boxes. And those will get in 2 seconds. Come on, back.
What?
Those cardboard box wee-wee pads.
Another podcast first.
Come here, buddy. That'll be good for the outtake.
I don't know if we'll be able to see them.
I think we're going to cut that out.
No! I think it's going to be behind you.
That's some strong smelling pee.
Right?
So where were we? All right. So
We were at Baxter, don't pee.
here, we'll still pick it up from. Okay, so this is actually this road trip. When Jake and Mondo went on this road trip, I actually didn't have. I went on it, but of course I didn't go. I flew. But then, do you know Mondo was able to drive from Baton Rouge to San Antonio? I think it was like 3 hours, but I don't think that's possible.
I don't know the geography.
I don't know, but I just remember I remember being scared for my life being in the backseat of the van.
I have to look that up right now. I think you're telling us a fib.
Go ahead. Baton Rouge to San Antonio.
Okay. Why are you saying? Are you trying to say he was driving too fast?
He was driving insanely fast. I've never been so scared. It was one of the few times I've been in the back of a vehicle where I was scared for my life.
Wait, you got in the vehicle with them?
Yeah, and then I let them drive because we had to film them driving.
Okay, no, it wouldn't have been 3 hours because it's a 7-hour drive.
Okay, maybe he did it in 5.
Okay.
Still driving the wheels off the
Yeah.
white pass van, like it was bad out of hell.
Yeah, it works.
I think Mondo's term was we drive it like we steal it.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, well, could we not do that, please? Let's be safe. Anyway. All right. So, so no tea to spill in this episode, really.
No, because I wasn't in. I mean, no. There's.
I mean, any tea, the nausea adoption. I mean, the interesting thing about the nausea adoption, there is an interesting moment that happens at the end of the nausea adoption, where you were at his house. I don't know if you remember, but he had all this big ivy, and he didn't have what would be called a traditional fence.
You can almost just get chicken wire. Just make it easier, chicken wire, and just string it along here.
Yeah, I got a bunch of chicken wire in the garage, so.
And I remember at the time thinking, oh, crap, we're going to have to, because in the early days of the show, if they didn't have a perfect fence, it was like, no go on the adoption.
Yeah.
But I think at the time, he was very motivated and very clearly like into the dog.
He was into her.
And he basically built a fence after the fact.
Yeah, he took her everywhere. They did everything together.
See that window right there?
Yeah.
I'm knocking the window out. It's gonna be putting double doors.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a balcony that comes out about 10 feet. This porch is gonna come out to an L, and it's gonna go to a balcony underneath.
Wow.
And under here is gonna be Naj's private cage.
Oh, wow, like an enclosure.
Yeah, like a
that's cool.
400 square foot kennel.
You're kidding.
I mean, a little backstory. Naja, actually, when we rescued Naja, it was way before there was ever a thing called a TV show.
Sure.
And she actually got rescued with Rhino.
Oh, really?
They came out of the same house. And it was actually some famous basketball player that they wouldn't tell me who it was.
But you went to the house because you told that
I went
story.
to the house. It looked like some famous basketball player's house. It was beautiful.
Right.
But they wouldn't tell me who because I guess they were worried it was going to make them look bad or whatever. But yeah, Naja came from the same home as the infamous Rhino.
Huh.
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was a little backstory there. And then kind of cool, all 4 dogs ended up getting adopted out of this episode.
Oh.
With the porcupine dogs who would be named Dakota and Riley.
Yep.
They only got home, they got homes many years later.
Yeah, when they came out here.
They came to the ones, yeah. So it took them a while.
And Noelle got adopted pretty quickly, if I remember. No?
No, she got adopted from Louisiana.
Oh, okay. That's good. Yeah. So, and then Cooper? No.
I can't remember. I don't remember where Cooper got adopted out to, but all the dogs in this episode got a home.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, so Pest of the Producer time. Okay, how do you manage out-of-town stories while not missing anything on the ranch? I mean, I think we've talked about this.
It's the same thing as not being around 24/7.
Right. I mean, in this case, we had a crew that we took on the road with us, and we had a crew that stayed back and filmed.
I think a big misconception that viewers have is I've heard them say, "How difficult can this be to film? The cameras just need to follow you around."
It's hard.
And I'm like, okay, you do know that when you look at an episode and it looks pretty, and there's music. And the stories all go together. It's because it's called editing.
Yeah.
It's called producing.
Yeah.
You don't just film it and then,
voila.
Yeah. We're not doing porn here, okay?
Well, there's editing and music and porn, I think. I've been told.
Oh, nice save, Billy. Nice save. Nice. Everybody's laughing on that one.
Yeah.
Okay. We got a lot of dirty producers in this room. But yeah, so that's the big misconception. That people just think that you just follow us and then you just take that film and you just put it on TV.
Yeah.
And it just works out.
No, and a lot, and those road trips there's a lot that goes in those road trips, especially. But the other thing also is because it became painfully it started to be like you guys, you would never fly. And there are so many times where we'd always talk about, well, you didn't fly, but then on top of it, you wouldn't fly dogs.
Yeah.
And so it became such a complication for us as producers because we then had to start to think about, well, okay, so if Tia goes on the road and goes on a road trip, that means Tia's gone for 2 weeks or a week or whatever. If we send the girls, they're gone for that time, and then we don't film this. So one thing led to another thing, and it became very much a producer's puzzle for us to figure out how to go on these road trips. And the road trips became such an important part of the show, especially in these middle, like season 3, 4, 5, where it just became the natural fabric of what we were doing. Interesting fun fact, though. The budget for the show did not account for any road trips.
How do we pay for them?
Magic by the Magic producers. I mean, producer Magic. I mean, and Magic money producers.
Jeez.
Just sort of managing budget and sort of like, and it was a lot of the time. It was very much. So just so everybody understands. So when this porcupine dog story came up, I remember you sent me the photos. I said, "Wow, that's crazy." And you're like, "Well, I'm going to go get those dogs." And I said, "Well, that's expensive." And then I have to then go to Rasha and the money people and whatever and say, well, what are we going to get out of this? Okay, well then, and then, oh, wait, oh, there's also another dog. Oh, so it just became, we have to sort of play the dollars and cents game. Is it worth it to the show? And sometimes there were times where you would go on road trips or go get a dog from someplace that was just too expensive for us to do.
Yeah. And
you would still go get, I mean, that's the thing, like stuff would happen. We would miss it because we couldn't afford it. We couldn't follow it, whatever it was. So, time machine moment. Anything that you would do differently this time around? Next time,
No, nobody got arrested. All the dogs got homes.
Yeah.
Nobody crashed a car.
Almost. It felt like we did.
Yeah, everything was fine.
So, I think, other than that, this was a pretty sort of beginning of season 3. You could sort of see where the wheels were going, no pun. There's a lot of the show getting out on the road. And we were building toward, and the show was clearly building towards something. This season 3 definitely has the moments where you can see the writing on the wall of what's going to happen soon, which is obviously the big move. So, with that, I think I'm going to wrap it up. This has been another episode of Pitbulls, Parolees, and a Producer. Thank you, everybody, for joining. This is a Rabid Reality production, produced as always by Amanda Moser, Candace Cobbett. Thanks, guys.
What about the peanut
peanut gallery in the back? I'm not gonna. They're laughing. They're making fun of me. Why am I gonna acknowledge them? They're making fun of me. So nice. And then, all right, I'm gonna do my sign-off line.
Do your sign-off line.
Okay. You watch. You join. You listen. They eat.
Perfect.
Thanks, everybody.